So, welcome to another book discussion. I am Gauri Pillai, your host for today. And we have very few participants, but hopefully they'll be joining us soon. And we have our moderator, Ms. Huda Sayed, who will be moderating today's session. We have our two panelists. Let me welcome Dhani Sonde from TYND and Fahila Sarang from TYND as well. The book we are going to discuss today is The Diary of a Young Girl, written by Anne Frank. Um, on a personal note, I read this book first time in 8th grade, and then since then it has been really very special for me. And I never actually imagined that after 7 years I'll be coming back to this book for a very different reason. Um, so Anne Frank's diary is one of the most popular accounts of the life during Holocaust. She wrote it during her hiding from the Nazis with her family and four other members. They lived in the hiding for about 2 years before they were discovered and taken to concentration camps. Sadly, Anne Frank, one of the bravest girl in the history, died at the age of 15. I'm glad I read this book because back then, as a teenager, when I read it, I could connect with her on different things. And then now, when I read it, you cannot stop connecting it on the from the point of view of the lockdown, her situation then, and then connecting it now. Because back then, I read it as a teenager. I connected to her at points where she could argue with argue with her mother, or she would find solace when she spoke to her father, or when she has a crush on one of the roommate, the Peter. His name is Peter. So I could connect her with her on those levels. But now when I read it, I could connect with her on a very different level. So, and that's the magic of time. I think as it passes, it teaches you a lot of things. So today's topic for discussion is relevance of Anne Frank's diary as a symbol for hope and courage during the present lockdown. We have to remember that even though we are in lockdown now, for Anne Frank at that point of time, it was not just a lockdown, but also uh, a hideout in which if she tried to go outside, she may not catch a virus but be killed by Nazis, which is, I think, more threatening than getting diagnosed with coronavirus. So, I think my first question is for Dhwani, and I would like to ask you that what do you think were the major problems that the family faced in the lockdown, and how are they different or similar to the current lockdown for many people?
So while I was reading the book, the one thing that was going on in my mind was that they are confined to the four walls. And Anne Frank is also stuck with people who she does not share a very good equation with. So that would be quite traumatic. We are in our own houses, we have our family. Then not only is like there's a terrorizing war going outside, but there's also a war which is going inside her. So she is going through identity crisis. There's a part in the book where she says that I am a German first and a Jew second, yet her own country has revoked her citizenship. So that is again something we should think about. We are not going through any mental trauma. I mean, we are, but not at that level, wherein if we get discovered we might get shot. So she cannot even peek through her curtains, she can't move much, she can't make noise, and even if someone is sick they can't even call a doctor, because if someone comes there's a chance that they might get discovered and shot. So that is luckily something we don't have to go through. There's political unrest along with a plague going on during that time of diphtheria. Then there were a lot of issues that they were fighting themselves as an individual. So that was horrifying. And I feel the problems are very different now because we luckily have access to sunshine. They didn't have that. We have a roof over our house and we have a place which we call home. They don't have that. They were then next thing is that we have access to internet, which is something really big. because we can stay in touch with people we love, and they couldn't do that. They couldn't even manage to write letters. So that is something to be grateful about, I think. Thank you. You are muted.
Sorry. So are there any other take on this? Which
What I suggest doing is that once someone speaks, you have something to add to that. You can go ahead with that, and then later on you can pose a question, or Gauri can pose a question, or any other participant can also pose a question, something that you've been wondering about, and you want your opinion or interpretation. Like for instance, we know that we can never compare our situations with Amtrak or to anybody who got the but we're talking about the
Huda, I'm sorry, but Dhwani, can you please mute your mics? There's a lot of disturbance in the back. Yeah, Dhwani, can you mute your mic? Yeah, thanks.
It can be mine as well. I'm not sure if it's my disturbance. Is there disturbance still?
Yeah, I think it's better now.
Okay. So we need to look at it in terms of we need to draw comparisons because we may be privileged enough to not go through some dire incidences or dire impacts of the lockdown. But there are many around the globe who are probably, you can actually draw parallels with it. Okay? So for instance, when we say that of course, of course we have the bliss of internet, and this is the reason why we are now connecting, and we're connecting in terms of our passion, and we are finding a way to uplift our spirits, etc. But there are other things as well. For instance, now I'm not going to take up the time the other panelists, but I'm just giving you a kind of a way to think and then kind of draw the analysis. Okay? So, for instance, when Dhwani said that they were in a hideout and they were scared of anybody who visited the factory. Okay? Anybody in the night or even in the daytime. So, similarly, in our instance also as well, we are very speculative, or we are actually very anxious of letting anybody inside our house, right? We do, even if it's our relative, we wouldn't. Even if it's celebrating a festival, we wouldn't let anybody in. Right? We've created so many ways of uh, greeting each other in order to curtail that kind of a greeting, our traditional greeting, right? So in a way, please try to parallel, and if we're not going to undermine the struggles or of the Holocaust or the people who have suffered the Holocaust. What we're talking about is drawing parallels. Am I clear? Let's continue.
Faila, would you like to say something?
I would like to add that during my read of the entire book, I came across that it was a time of immense emotional roller coaster for her. And as this topic straight away deals with courage and hope, how can we find courage and hope in the book of Anne Frank? I feel that it was a complete embodiment of it. How is that? Because driving straight in, the book becomes a source of teaching us how to be resilient, even during isolation, how to be grateful. She was self-isolated, not only though she was sharing the place with 8 people. I completely believe that there was a trauma going on inside her, and she writes in some of the few pages that that paper is patient over people, which teaches us that she could not really connect with the people that she was living with. She was way ahead, she was way mature in that certain aspect. And also she utilized the timing for self reflection, for record keeping, which is the which we are immensely thankful for, because it led us to this beautiful book. Again, this all leads us to hope. This again paves the path for hope. I know that there is continuous streaming of 24/7 streaming of news, and this can actually be personally overwhelming and anxiety inducing. Though I do believe that it is very, very important to stay updated and to do our research about it, but this constant streaming of news and everything, this does not leave space for any creativity, any contemplation, self-introspection. And also I do believe that and it is quite evident, and discovered her love for writing and her love for journalism. She actually goes on to say that she wants to she wants to have a career in journalism. So, and I do agree, she lives long through her words which were written. So this is true. This is not instant. This was over a period of questioning, over a period of isolation, over a period of contemplation. So I believe that we can utilize this time. One message, I want to say that one message that I took from this book is that we can use this book not only for courage, not only for hope, but also we can utilize this, take the message home, that we have to utilize the time, not again asking to be very extremely productive. I understand this is time for a lot of helplessness and anxiety, but at the same time, we can use this time for writing, for contemplation, for understanding, and we can develop thoughts over thoughts and learn something or the other which we have never thought of learning beforehand or did not have the time to. I actually have a very favorite one of my excerpt from the book, which I would like to read and share. It's actually 2, 3. I'll just, if I'm not taking too much of the time, I would really like to share this one.
Let's go on, because it seems as if some or the other way you have had a peek into my questions. Because the way you expressed your whole point of view is sort of covering up the whole discussion. So please continue.
Okay, thank you so much. So, yeah. I have often been in dumps, but never in despair. I regard our hiding as a dangerous adventure, romantic and an interesting at the same time. In my diary, I treat all the privations as amusing. I have made up my mind now to lead a different life from other girls, and later on different from ordinary housewives. My start has been so full of interest, and that is the sole reason why I have to laugh at the humorous side of the most dangerous moments. This really gives hope. I am young and I possess many buried qualities. I am young and strong and I'm living a great adventure. I am still in the midst of it and can't grumble the whole day long. I have been given a lot. I have been a great deal of cheerfulness and strength. Every day I feel that I am developing inwardly and that the liberation is drawing nearer, and how beautiful nature is, how good the people are about me, how interesting this adventure is. Why then should I be in despair? So this is like the most beautiful passage from the entire book. Thank you so much, Gauri, for inviting me for this entire thing, and I'm very thankful. So this is how it goes, again on the personal note, that there is definitely something we're all dealing with, but still we can take so much from the book. So thank you.
Thank you, Fahila. This reminds me of the time where, when I was reading the book back when I was in 8th grade, and I think I was going through something at that point of time. It was not easy. It was something related to a lot of I was low on self-esteem at that period of time. And I was also reading Anne Frank, and luckily for me, it ended up to become a life guide, a guidebook. So and that is why Anne Frank is always someone who is special to me, even though she is just remembered through her book. And it's one of my dreams to go to the Anne Frank Museum, just because I found a guide in her when I was back in 8th standard. Nevertheless, I'll just put this question up to you, so anybody can answer. Reena, if you can answer as well. Huda ma'am can answer as well. So, just because I framed the question, I'm asking it. So we find that Anne Frank
Sure.
goes through
Go
a
ahead.
lot of emotional trends during her lockdown. So how would you compare it with the current lockdown situation? I mean, we as girls, we as a big bundle of hormones and a lot of emotions going on with our lives. How do you think compared to her lockdown is your lockdown? Or anybody else's, if they've shared with you, or what are your experiences with the lockdown? Is it similar? Is it difficult? Is it different? The family stuff, I mean, if you feel free to share, because she had a lot of things going on in her head,
Definitely.
you know, with the family,
Yes,
with
comparison was very well. Sorry. Okay. So sorry to interrupt. I think the comparison was very well drawn by Dhwani and by Huda. But to say on to say something else on the record, I would like to say that we are in fact staying with our families, and I don't think we have actually stayed so close with our family. Given they have given birth and we've like, but for me personally, I have not been in contact with them this much, and being with them 24/7 around, not even leaving them for 1 second, that definitely drives home the feeling that at the end of the day they are there and they are the support for me. Okay, this is the time that I can be grateful for them. We can I don't think we can actually compare our situation with her, because as you very well said, we just are in fear of the virus when we step out. She was actually fearing for her life, for like if she would have stepped out, her life would have been instantly taken away. So yes, definitely there can be a lot drawn in comparison. We are safe with our family. She was, we can say, kind of stuck with them. Her equation with her mother was not that very well. She was having problem with the one dance as well. So she constantly found herself to be in a kind of trauma, because mental trauma that she was going through. She also was not in good terms with her sister. We can definitely draw a lot of comparison from that. But here we are at a time when our family actually cares for us. They are keeping us safe. They are keeping us in the house. So that's what I can feel from the time of emotional roller coaster that we feel during the entire period of lockdown.
thank you, Faila.
I just would like to share something that just struck my mind. Is that maybe one difference between Anne Frank's experience and what we're experiencing now is that this is a collective isolation or quarantine that everybody is being subjected to. And so there is a feeling of empathy and a collective feeling because we are all in the same boat. But whereas the experience of Anne Frank's family is they were really isolated. Okay? It was not something that was happening to the entire society. I think that there is a difference there. That when you try to say this experience and that experience, one has to keep that in mind. We are all kind of reaching out to each other because we all know that we are under lockdown and we have this social distancing and impositions on our physical mobility. But whereas in her case, it was just one family. Okay? And then she was doing and looking out at the rest of the world, which was seemingly going about with their normal life. So that's just a thought that went through my mind.
Thank you, ma'am. Um, so I'll ask Reena, because Reena has been quiet for a very long time now.
Yeah,
So
I just wanted to add to what Farida was saying. Like, we can't compare our life with them because they had no choice, but they had to stay in isolation, just as ma'am said. And we are staying in isolation because we care for our safety and for the safety of others. But it was a threat of death for them that made them stay inside their home. And even though she was staying inside, but it didn't stop her from writing the diary, or it didn't stop her from exploring herself or discovering herself. Just like now the lockdown has made us has brought us very new opportunities. People are cooking or doing stuff which they didn't get time to do before. like we are conducting this book club meeting, which didn't have been possible maybe if everyone was in there. So we can't compare in all the terms with Anne Frank's life, but major difference is they had no choice, but it was due to fear and due to the threat of death, which made them stay inside in a kind of lockdown. So yeah, that's all.
I would like to add that there was a point in the diary where she almost gives up. She loses all her hope. She she is at the verge of breaking down, and somehow she recovers, I guess. But there is a point, uh, you know, even today, if given the lockdown scenario where the cases are really emerging to a very great extent, where the lockdown is like there is military enforcement in the certain parts where the virus is taking, uh, you know, threatening. Is actually very threatening. It has become very threatening for people. So and there have been cases where many cases where people have lost their family members and such. So when Anne Frank got discovered, I mean, it's not shown that she's gotten discovered, and after that she just stops writing. After that one day where she is, full of fear, the last entry, last, second last, and I think the third last entry of her is develops a lot of, there's a lot of fear in her writing, if we look into it. And then at the verge of just losing all her hopes, she emerges as one of the bravest people. And I think that is one way in which every person in the current lockdown who is facing a very a bad scenario, or people who are have lost their family members, and we could probably gather some inspiration from them, from Anne Frank's story. Because I wouldn't say, because whenever I think of the situation that she was in, dying at the age of 15 due to the whole war, in the whole war situation, I really feel very overwhelmed. And I still remember the presentation which I gave in my first year, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, because whenever it comes to me, it comes with a lot of emotions, sad ones. And yeah,